You might know me from my previous GMAT videos. I was able to get my desired score after a lot of hard work. And I just found out that the GMAT will be changing their exam starting Q4 of 2023. I believe the changes are gonna be awesome and they're gonna make the test a little more manageable. So I've actually done the research for the new exam so you don't have to. And in this video, I'll be sharing everything you need to know about the new GMAT Focused. So let's get it. So before we go into the changes, I wanted to mention what is actually staying the same. First, your score is still valid after 5 years of taking the exam. Second, the fee unfortunately did not change. It's still gonna be $250, which given inflation, I guess, it might be a good thing. There's still a limit of how many times you can take the GMAT. You can only do it 5 times within a 12-month rolling period or 8 times throughout your lifetime. In the new one, you'll also be able to pick your section order, so you can start with the one you're stronger with or end with the one that you're stronger with, whatever your strategy may be. And lastly, your unofficial score will still be available as soon as you press submit. So those are the main things that I found are staying the same, but now let's go to the main changes. First off, one of my favorite changes is that the test is only gonna be 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is almost an hour shorter than the previous GMAT, which is awesome. And the new GMAT will have 3 sections which are all equally weighted towards the final score. And they're all 45 minutes. These sections are quantitative reasoning, which is only gonna be 21 questions, and it only has arithmetic. It doesn't have the data sufficiency questions that I hated, that they give you 2 statements and you have to pick whether the first statement is right, the second statement is right, both of them are right, or neither of them are right. Absolute nightmare. So this section is only gonna have arithmetic and it's not gonna have geometry, which is another section of the GMAT that was a nightmare for me. Then you're gonna have your verbal reasoning, which is similar than the old GMAT, but you're not gonna have sentence correction, which wasn't too bad, but I also would have preferred if I didn't have it. So it's going to be 23 questions on critical reasoning and reading comprehension being one of my favorite ones. And then we have the brand new data insights section. How I see this section is a mixture of data sufficiency questions, so those questions did not go away sadly, as well as some old integrated reasoning questions that are gonna count for this exam. So an example of these questions could be analyzing a graph, analyzing a table, getting kind of a mixture between a verbal and a quant question. It's basically analyzing data. I remember it was the easiest part in the old GMAT, but it didn't count towards your score. Now it's gonna count towards your score and they're gonna mix it with the data sufficiency questions. But the good news is that even though the data sufficiency questions did not go away, they're gonna allow a calculator for this section. Never before done. A GMAT used to be a non-calculator exam, and as you've noticed, those are the 3 sections. There's not going to be an essay at the end, which is beautiful. Now, this is probably the change that hurt the most for me, that I never took the new one, and that is that now the GMAT is gonna give you the option to go back and review any question you already answered. You can bookmark the questions and you can go back and review them, and you can change 3 answer choices that you had put before. And lastly, now the scores are actually going to go from 205 to 805 in increments of 10. For example, I got a 720 in the old GMAT. For the new one, that would be a 725. And the only reason why they do this is so universities, business programs can't tell the difference between the old exam and the new exam. Now you might be asking, when is this all releasing? So let's get into it. Now, in terms of dates to keep in mind, the free official prep that MBA.com provides is going to be available starting the first week of June 6th. And I've actually reached out to Target Test Prep, which is the prep course I used, to see if they're going to prepare anything for the GMAT Focused. And they've replied back saying that by the first week of June, they hope to have all the materials ready and that they're working around the clock. So hopefully, if you want to take the GMAT Focused, Target Test Prep is going to have you covered. Registration for the GMAT Focus will start August 29th to start testing in the fourth quarter of 2023. And just an extra thing that I wanted to mention is that if you're already preparing for the old GMAT, the website does mention that if you've prepared for the old one, you should be in extremely good shape for the new one. And it makes sense because they've taken out some stuff and the exam is also going to be shorter. So at minimum, it's going to be a little easier on the mind. So there you have it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. I'll leave some links down below that I found really useful. If you have any other questions about anything I didn't cover, drop them in the comments. I'll do the research and find the answers for you guys. If you like this video, if you found it useful, drop a like. Feel free to subscribe. We drop videos every Wednesday, so hope to see you next week. Peace.